You know, we were a good family and we lived a good life. But I don't recall as a child having any real spiritual aspect to our family life. We didn't go to church. God wasn't part of our conversation. But I do recall, I think I was in grade school, that we had a church around the corner that used to drive this rickety old bus around the neighborhood, and they'd pick up kids to take them to Sunday school. And I recall wanting to get on that bus oftentimes. And after a while, I don't know how long it was, but eventually Mom and Dad said, "That'd be cool. You know, go ahead, get on the bus." I'm sure they thought, how bad could it be? It's church, right? You know. So we did. We got on the bus, and we loved it. We loved it. We loved the church that we were going to, and it became a regular part of our routine. So it wasn't too long after we began going to that church that my mom, she decided she had to go check it out, go see what we were being fed at that church, you know, as kids. And so she connected with the lady next door who had children also going to the church with us. And Mom came away from that experience blessed. She decided that she needed to start going to that church on a regular basis. She was raised in the Catholic tradition, and she indicated that that church, there was just something that made her feel close to God. And so Mom began going to the church with us every Sunday. And it wasn't long that my dad heard that the church had a league softball team. They played in a church league. And Dad was very athletic and sports-minded, and he loved to socialize. And so he dropped the hint to Mom, you know, maybe he could play on the team. Maybe she could talk to the pastor about it. So Mom talked to the pastor, and Pastor Colby was a great guy. I remember him calling Dad and saying, "You know, Mr. Herring, we'd love to have you on the team, but you're gonna have to come to church a couple times a month. Is that gonna be a problem?" And Dad thought for a minute, and the story after the fact was he thought, "The wife and kids are going, how bad could it be?" So he committed to going twice a month, and he began playing on the team. Well, then out of the blue, sometime down the road, Dad just made an announcement that he was gonna start going to church every weekend because, gosh, he was already going twice a month. He might as well go every weekend and make it a family thing, you know. The bottom line was that those guys accepted Dad with his warts and all. You know, Dad had some bad habits. We used to joke about him being an angel with one wing in the fire, you know. And so he started going to church all the time. And the way that story ends is that Dad, he wound up driving that little bus around the neighborhood. And when he passed away 5 years ago, he was a deacon at the church. Just amazing the way God works.